Welcome, Oscar. I see you've joined the server as a spec. I'm glad we did have a spot
Welcome,
available
Oscar.
for you. How are you doing tonight, my friend? I'm pretty pumped. Haven't seen a game of this level in a while. I'm a little newer to the TDM side, as you guys know, so pleased to be here tonight with you pros. Well, the maps are set, as we said just a moment ago. So the first map is Malevolence, second map Turbine, Loco's second pick is Agony, the Snake's second pick Codex, and if necessary, a best of 5 frantic tiebreaker will decide it all. So totally agree with you there. Open maps, but hey, the team's thought about it. They had plenty of time. There was an extended build-up getting ready for this, so we'll see. What is your prediction here on map number 1, Malevolence, as the players get into the server? That's correct. I agree with you there. He was kind of getting dragged over the finish line by the Snakesta in that match against Killing and Lass. The Snakesta with a heroic performance to pull out a 1 frag tiebreaker win. One of the performances of the ages, I would have to say. I still need to go back and watch that stream. That should help. Yeah, I like that a lot. And if you wanted to split off and do something with Blackout, who's in the server, maybe he could cast with you and we'll have two-man streams going or something. I recommend I always recommend that everybody watch both streams. Like when I play in South America, I like to watch back the Spanish and the English comms because you get different perspectives. You can never capture everything because there's just so much going on in the server all the time.
True.
But yeah, that sounds awesome. Gamer Tom, what's your prediction for Malevolence here? We didn't quite get a number out of Oscar yet, but we'll beat it out of him soon. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Are we in agony right now? I do agree with you that maybe they could have picked a better map. I was just saying before you got on that I've seen the Snakes that perform miracles on this map before, particularly on the version with the amp. I mean, he is not to be taken lightly on this map. He could solo carry this for sure. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, if he's had enough of the right sugar intake from his cupcakes in Final Fantasy 14, you never know. He could drop 20 headshots a map. There we go. Well, We'll split Oscar off here as we get ready to get started. All 3 of the players are in. Still waiting on the Snakes to come back. He was having a little ping issue. But Oscar, if you wanted to jump back in between maps, we could maybe do a quick prediction on each one as they come up. Sounds great. And the one other thing I'll request, Oscar, you have voice admin. You can technically move throughout the servers, but I would probably request you leave the jumping into team channels for Gamer Tom, just so we don't have excessive interference with the teams.
Gotcha. Oh.
Excellent. That's what she said.
They said they were gonna be okay. Okay.
seconds remain.
Oscar, how's your game going? Sorry to invade. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to tighten up here down the stretch. I realized I had nothing to do when I send Gamer Tom on those expeditions into voice, so thought I'd see what you were analyzing. Right. Four feels right to me. I never thought it would be a sweep. These teams are just too good, especially with Turbine in the mix as the next map. But Red definitely has warmed up here on Malevolence and taken an 8-frag lead with 3 to go. Yeah. I completely agree. They've also had some incredible timely ambushes on the belt. Another one that they just missed, and Blue does get the belt they need to maybe do a comeback here. I'll let you take it away the rest, and I'll go back with Gamer Tom. We'll meet up after.
What a fool I have been. You should be able to hear me now. Let me double check. Yes, okay. God, I feel so foolish. I had my mic muted for the first half of my gameplay. I'm giving an analysis and I'm talking here and... Oh, what an idiot I've been. Alright, no worries, guys. I'm just a secondary stream anyway. Yeah, I got you. Thank JP. I was just saying to Court just now that basically... If Red takes this, I don't know that they're going to be able to win this in 3 maps. I think that Blue's going to get at least 1, but I think the whole match goes to 4 maps total. I don't think it's going to be a 3-map sweep. But right now, Blue is coming back a little bit, and whether or not they're going to be able to pull off a win here is still up in the air. But the thing I was saying to Court specifically was that Red Team has been doing something very effectively, which is they're playing this kind of puppet game of like, you know, oh, distract them with the carrot and then hit them with a stick. And the idea that I'm talking about is like, Blue is so focused on fighting one individual player at a time, and they're doing their best to survive those fights, that they're not paying attention to the fact that a red player is sneaking up from behind to get to wipe out the last 30, 40 hit points of their game. You know what I mean? And like, that's what's making it so really hard for the Blue team this whole time. But they've brought it within 2, and I mean, it's back up to a 4-frag difference right now, but anything is possible here in the last couple seconds of this game. 18 seconds remaining, and it's within 3. Going back to what I was saying much, much earlier, anything is possible here. can he survive these last couple of seconds? He can, and doesn't really make a difference anyway, because even if he died here, they're not going to get these last 3 frags. Ooh, 3 frag difference. Very, very close game.
Oscar, welcome in. GG's game number 1, a 44-41 tight finish.
Very tight finish with the.
We saw Snaky
running
off the
away.
leash there and escaping the pulse at the end.
Running away like the farmhand caught with the wife. That man
that
was.
That was hilarious. He literally played Ring Around the Rosie.
Yeah,
with,
yeah. I mean, it didn't matter.
there.
In the last couple of seconds there, even if he had died, I don't think they would have gotten another 3 within the last 3-4 seconds. So he could have died, but
I agree.
Excellent to show off that he can run away and survive it. I realized too late, and JP corrected me here, my mic wasn't working the entire time that I was solo streaming, and then you came in and talking to me. My mic had been muted, but it's all clear now. Everything's good to
on
go.
Your stream?
Yeah, on my stream. But everything's good to go now. We're all squared away. All I was saying, and I'll reiterate it briefly to get Tom's thoughts on this as well, is, Tom, I don't know if you noticed this, but I said it to Court, he agreed with me. One thing that the red team is doing that the blue team seems to be really struggling with is the red team's providing a carrot to distract someone and then having someone else come in and beat them with a stick. All right? It is this side attack that is really making the blue team struggle. But we've kicked off. We're already into gameplay. They are eager to get this going. They did not want to sit around. Map 2 has already begun.
Oh, and the first amp gets headshot there as Mintek gets taken out. Oscar, do you want us to we'll go ahead and split you off?
Yeah, split me off here.
This match is going so fast, but man, we'll get back together after the game.
Absolutely. All right, for those of you on my stream, if there is somebody that you want me to watch throughout the majority of the gameplay, I'll do about half of the gameplay watching one person, about half the gameplay watching someone else. That's how I'm running my stream over here. I'm going to keep it pretty limited. I'm not going to follow everybody around. Second belt. And that has to be the first belt, actually. I can't believe belt wasn't taken yet. Sneaky's got the belt at very, very far into gameplay. That's really going to trip up the blue team in terms of timing. But if there is somebody that you want me to watch for the majority of the gameplay, please let me know. In the meantime, I'm just going to watch from behind view on the red team for now, as they are currently in the lead. Man, oh, that timing is really going to trip up the blue team. I do think that overall, in general, I would give this map to the blue team players. Two clean shots from Mintek there. Can he get another one? Yes, he can. 2 kills in quick succession. That respawn was not favorable for Snaky. He seems to be just running loops down here at the bottom. Nice, nice, nice. Mintek showing that he is worth the value that he has got on this map. He's really coming in clutch with a lot of the cracking kills and his sniper to boot.
Pretty exciting game, Oscar. I've got Gamer Tom on a trek.
Absolutely,
What are
yeah.
you seeing?
I'm seeing that Mintek is starting to demonstrate his value on this map, all right? He is not a slouch. He never has been. But this is a map where he can show his expertise and his experience here. He's pulling off shots with sniper in areas where he's very, very comfortable. That,
Right. Cramped spots.
Yep. Very, very comfortable. I don't think that the blue team in general has a very rat-like play, nor should they necessarily, but on a map like this, it's all rats in a lab, you know what I mean? Like, we're all trapped in this little maze of Turbine, but the blue team seems very, very comfortable here. I don't need to tell you about how much of a maze this map is. All right, you and I struggled for a while trying to get this map down.
Bro, I played this map with you half a dozen times. I'm still not sure I know where the amp is. It's crazy. This has the snakes that written all over it. He's playing great. Up till a moment ago, he was still at 100% efficiency. And they've built a 16-9 lead here in the early going of Turbine.
I was saying the belt was taken so late that I really thought that was going to trip up the blue team, because the Snakes takes a lot of pride in making sure that he focuses on one thing, and one thing that he has been paying attention to in this tournament has been timings. the belt was taken so goddamn late that there's no way he's on top of that timing.
And yet, here he is with belt fighting Loco.
He just
right
had to
now.
stay out of sight. He literally just waited it out and said, okay, well, I don't know when it is. I'll stay here and wait.
Right? And that shows, you know, we always think that the upper tier players, it's all aim or it's all talent.
No. Patience is a major...
Patience.
Yep.
And not panicking, which is so crucial.
Yeah. Yep. We got a belt amp run here from Desnakesta. I am going to follow him briefly. My general strategy has been just to follow one player for the majority of the gameplay, and then switch it up about halfway through. But I will follow a belt amp run just for shigs and giggles.
Also enjoying, you know, you never want to show bias as a commentator or anything, but it is nice to see the blue team kind of asserting themselves here. We definitely don't want to sweep.
Yeah, definitely not.
I didn't think it would be a sweep.
Yeah.
But I'm glad we're probably not going to get it either.
I mean, the first map within 3 frags was actually closer than I thought. I knew it was going to be 50-50, but I thought maybe by the last 2-3 minutes we would have a 15 to 20 point lead, but they just kept going at really, really close the whole time. This map, I think, you know, I mean, we're 5 minutes in. There's more than double that available to play, or excuse me, at least double that available to play, in total game time, that is. I don't see Blue losing this lead. I think
we'll see. Let me check in with
I would
Gamer
be
Tom
happy to
and
eat
catch
my
up.
words, but I'll talk to you soon. Yeah. It's possible that Blue chokes, but as long as the snakes keep shooting Mintek in the back. No, I was going to say it's possible that he chokes, but I don't see it. You know what I mean? Like, they might give up a few frags here and there. But I think they just run these routes a little bit better than the red team does. I think that they are just that much more comfortable here. They've had to come back more times. Nice spammy flak ball there in order to get a kill. You might say it's predictive. He grabs an amp. Another kill in the books. We are starting to get a bit of a runaway here. 6 minutes remaining. Blue team has more than double the score of the red team. It's possible, right? It's a small map. Anything's possible. And I would hate for this to be the only map that blue team does well on. Nice clean flak bounce there for Mintek to get the follow-up on that kill. Wow, the luck there. I would not have imagined that Snaky would have backed up into that shock ball. Snakes here should be on the hunt for some more health. He's... Yeah, I don't think any of these teams are throwing right now, man. It's a best of 5. Yeah, maybe if it was a best of 7 and one team was just so cocky they felt like they could pull it off, but in a best of 5, these are very strong players. They all know each other. They are all capable of doing great moves here. Ooh, nice clean head removal there from Loco. Wow, nice strong flak play to counter it. Snakes are shutting down the entrance. Snakes is not having it. Oh, no! No, dude, no! There we go, okay. We'll follow Mintek. Yeah, everybody here is tryharding. I don't think anybody's given up so easily on this one. Ooh, some very defensive ripper play here from Snaky. It's not enough to get him down, but he was down to 4 HP. That's got to be frustrating from Snaky's point of view. 46-14 with 4 minutes of gameplay remaining. In theory, the blue team...
Well,
yeah,
the lead appears to be safe, Oscar.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I was just about to say on my stream here that the blue team, I'm not going to say they could AFK the rest of the game, but they could definitely play very, very passively and comfortably win this.
This is nice, though. It gives us time to catch our breath. You can catch up on the analysis and predictions for the rest of the match.
Yeah.
What are the other things you're thinking about as this match goes to the match?
Okay. Here's what I'm thinking. we've got Agony still. We have got Codex. Codex is one of DeSnake's favorite maps, but I don't think that necessarily means that he's a guaranteed lock there. I think that he loves that map, and he thinks it's one of the more balanced and fair maps, but the beauty of a balanced and fair map is that it becomes a bit more of a crapshoot in terms of who's actually going to win it, right?
Totally agree.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was moving Gamer Tom.
No, you're good.
The other voice.
You're good. So with Agony and Codex, I think Agony I would give to the red team. I think that they are going to take that one, which puts us at, 2-1. Codex, God, I don't know. I feel similarly to how I feel about Codex that I did on Malevolence. I'd say it's 50-50, maybe a slight edge to the blue team. I would love this to go to 5 maps. Always want that in the finals. Makes it really exciting, but as far as where we're at right now, yeah, go hit me.
One thing I like about Agony, you're the underdog if you're Mintech into Snakes to going into that.
Yeah.
So you can take some sort of a risk. You could go all in and say, all right, we're probably going to lose this map, maybe. So kind of like you and I did when we were practicing against KHR and Hildy. Just say, you know what? We're going to contest every belt as though we're the greatest belt controllers in America.
Yeah.
Because if we don't have a chance. So we may as well take our one chance.
Yeah. Plus, it also gives, at the time, you and I were of the mindset that, hey, we need to get some experience in challenging some of the better players as best as we possibly can, because what other opportunities are we going to have before this whole thing kicks off? Well...
Right, sometimes you build confidence for later in the match, especially a long match like this.
Yeah, and if you get a few good kills doing that, you go, if I can do it against, KHR and Hildy, I don't think that anybody else is going to be a challenge. Turns out that didn't matter.
When we play Nikon and Prowler, we should be in good shape. No offense to Prowler, love you.
It turns out not to matter for us. We are looking at a 51-25, 26, basically double the score of the red team here. I think it's basically a wash at this point.
Yeah, let me pull Gamer Tom back. We're just going to hang with Oscar here for the last minute because this match is not so exciting here, or not so dramatic. It is exciting. It's just not very dramatic down the finish of this map, as Mintech is already setting up a tent inside the belt.
It does demonstrate what I'm talking about, though, in terms of Codex. Codex is more like Turbine than Agony is, okay? It's a little more rat-like. It's a little bit close quarters. And that kind of style seems to lend itself towards Mintech and DeSnakesta.
Gamer Tom, let me ask you, what do you think of what we've seen here on Turbine? Does this result surprise you?
Well, again, as I did mention before earlier, if Turbine is one of those maps where if you get going early, like, it can snowball kind of quick just because of the size of the map.
For sure.
I think DeSnakesy and Mintech...
The Snakesy. I like it. The Snake. Future team.
Yeah. Yeah, they put on a very good fight overall, and they pretty much doubled their score here.
Yeah, I think the comfort on this map in particular is really what gave it to Mintech and DeSnakesta. I think that there were several examples of very easy predictive flak ball shots that gave blue team score early on that the red team just had no answer to.
So congratulations to Head Radius 911. They knot the series at one map apiece with a 60-27 victory. This is getting interesting. Snakey's going to have to play better on Agony for them to not fall behind like that. Easy MVP to the Snakes on map number 2. And now we get ready for Agony that I think all of us agree probably favors the red team. But the 3 out of 4 already clicked. Do you guys have any scoring prediction as we get rolling here?
I'm going to say it's a high frag game. I'm going to say 55 to 30-ish in favor of the red team.
We'll look for the first belt here. This should be a slightly more cerebral map with no amp to worry about. We're just going to see all-out power.
Yeah.
But, Oscar, what do you think of the decision by both teams to just instantaneously click with no delay between the maps? It's kind of a new thing for me.
I think it is endemic to the energy and excitement that these players are feeling. They want to get this thing over with. They both feel that they are bound to win it, and that makes it exciting for us as viewers.
True. Every time I popped into Snakes and Mintech, and Chad even pointing out, excited Mintech is hilarious.
Yeah. I played with Mintech in a finals, by the way. We won a championship together in CTF many moons ago. So I love playing with the Frenchie. He's a good teammate. and I'm excited to see him back in this. We'll split off from Oscar here. We'll check back in later on.
Sounds good.
And good luck. Have fun.
Nice. Clean defensive play here from Sneaky. Ooh, eats a flak ball, but the reason why we all are thinking that this map might go in favor of the red team is hit scan, hit scan, hit scan. Because this map has slightly longer hallways, because it has angles that favor things like hit scan, you're going to see Loco, who's an absolute hit scan monster. Court, 100% convinced this guy is cheating. I'm not concerned. I think that people are just, you know, better than me and I can handle that. I don't know if it's true or not. If it is, whatever. Point is, you know what? I take this all back. I'm not trying to insinuate or bring up any kind of accusations or anything here. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm only saying this guy has got unbelievably good hit scan, and his teammate also very strong hit scan player. And this map lends itself to hit scan players. We are watching a second belt pickup here in just a moment. Snaky is waiting for it. Mintek should have known to check that lamp. I genuinely feel like that was a mistake. In something as high stakes as this, the finals, every single time you pop into that room, you should be taking at least a half second or less to glance at that general sconce. Even just fire some rockets up there in case. Like, there's no reason to fire them away for no reason. Ooh, tries to go for the cheeky piston play, ends up eating a handful of rockets. His teammate saves him. Terrible spawn for the Snakes that spawns right into his same death. Oh my god. The Snakes ends up going down to the Enforcer wielding Snaky. Goes down again, and just like that, Red has asserted their lead. I am going to throw myself into behind view here. Loco ends up killing the enemy and his teammate in order to try to grab that belt. He does grab it, though. We saw it briefly there through the window. Snaky finds himself a couple weapons right at that spawn. Ooh, eats 3/4 of his health in a shock combo splash radius. Oh, no, use the alt fire, man. He's so low health already. One Enforcer shot takes him down. And Snaky is able to slowly but surely get away, ends up going down from behind. Blue team's not giving up easily. Yes, they know they have a bit of an uphill battle here, but I don't think that was, Hey, guys, I'm seeing something here. I'm seeing, I don't want to call it panic, but this raw aggression that we're seeing from both teams, specifically the blue team, to me indicates that they're a little bit worried about this thing getting away from them, all right? The Snakes jumping up and down in the background, firing off Enforcer shots instead of going to see if there's another weapon available, going to see if he can grab the minigun or something like that. You know, maybe his thinking is I shouldn't leave my teammate and I should be just applying Enforcer damage where I can. You know what? He's a better player than I am. Maybe I have the wrong sense of this, and that is what you should be doing, but something about that feels like he's just like, fight, 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 I have to fight, when in reality, this game is getting away from them, and maybe if he was playing a little bit more cautiously, a little bit more slowly, and analyzing his thoughts and his decisions, that he might find himself in a better position. But right now, as predicted, hit scan is winning out, even if that hit scan is just Enforcers. Another shot there from Snaky onto the Snakes on the respawn. Gets one sniper into him. Follows up with a minigun. That's basically going to be all she wrote. Down to 9 HP, though. Was a really strong flak shot from the Snakes there. We are seeing a mirroring and reflection of what happened on Turbine here on Agony. Red team is just running away with this. I think you're probably right, Caspa. I think that, and I think the reality of it is not that they couldn't win this map, but I think that the momentum and energy that like the shift in energy that the blue team would have to undertake would be so difficult to overcome once this map was done that it might not be worth it to them. Does that make sense, what I'm saying here? Like, the idea is, all right, let's imagine I'm the blue team. My thought process is, I have to slow down so much on this map in order to make it competitive that in order to be able to come back from that slowdown on map number 4 or 5, I don't know if that shift is going to be possible. So it's not worth it to me to slow down. I'll just concede this map, keep the energy fast-paced, and let's move on to the next one, right?
I like it.
I don't know. I think, I mean, clearly, if we're looking at a very strong lead here for red, I don't think the blue team is going to pull this off. Caspa's in the chat saying that he thinks that blue team has just acknowledged that this is a concede. We're going to give them this one, move on, and play for the tiebreaker.
Also, just the toughest map to make a comeback on. There's no amp. You know, you're out in the open with Loco and Snaky.
Yeah.
What are you going to do on a flat map with Sniper and Shock everywhere?
Yep, it's exactly
Loco
what I
and
said. Yep, hit scan, hit scan, hit scan, right? Like, even Enforcers are giving this map a slight edge to Snaky and Loco.
That was, yeah, in fact, I think the most crucial point of the whole game was when Snaky won that fight at the belt. I think the Snakes that had, like, armor and something else, but he ended up getting melted by, like, 8 straight Enforcer shots and lost the belt.
Yeah, you're not wrong. All right, I'm going to change my point of view. I've been watching Snaky all game. I am going to watch Loco for a little bit here as we are watching a very strong performance. Although the minigun's starting to do some work. The Snakes has figured out that they are having a hard time staying out of line of sight long enough to not get melted by this minigun. Now, I don't think it's going to be enough to get them all the way back. But if he had gone this tactic earlier on, it might have made a difference. You
I like
noticed...
that he's...
Go ahead.
You know, you pick up things in a long match that may help you on a future map too. So he could just be trying things.
Yeah,
that are
true.
working now.
True. Either whatever he's doing, it is making a little bit of difference, right? It's not going to be enough. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. They've brought it back within 13. It's definitely possible on a map like this with 4 minutes left.
Yeah. Sucks getting killed by that combo there. Is another multi-kill from Loco. Every time they get close, the Mango Man.
Here I am
puts it
saying
out of
it's
reach.
possible, and Ken Loco's like, idiots, look at me.
He's like, nah, dog.
Behold my brilliance. But I think that the point stands, though. I do think that Snake's starting to use minigun a lot more on this last couple minutes has shown that it is an effective tool, right? Oh, the luck on those rocket respawns. Where's Sly? Sly would be proud of that rocket respawn spam kill. It's not quite as good as what he did to me, where I died to the same rockets twice, but still pretty tasty. And I'll say this: I know this isn't I know this isn't the mainstream, and I'm sure that if at any point in time Sly wants to watch this or follow up later, he stepped away as the community leader right now, and he's dealing with his own things. He's got his own decisions going on. He's decided this has been enough for him. I will give him some credit where credit is due. Like I said in the past, it is never easy to run these tournaments, and in order for Sly to get this momentum going, to get that promo video set up with all of the coordination and effort that's required to get that going, the guy deserves some credit for sure. You know, give him a cheers next time you see him online. Just shout him out. Say thanks, Heyman, for all the hard work that you did in the past. We appreciate it. We are seeing what is forming to be a lock in the last 2 minutes of gameplay here. If Blue pulls us out on this map, I mean, I would count it as a miracle. It's not impossible, but it is extremely improbable that Blue takes this. Anthony MD, appreciate the follow. I don't have any notifications or anything up right now, so I'll just call them out as I get them, but thanks for coming to the stream, watching this, hanging out. We are in the finals here. When this concludes, as it very likely will conclude with the red team winning this one, we will be 2-1 in favor of the red team. Very likely we are going to a map number 5, because I do think that the next map lends itself. Friendly fire is on, yes. This 2v2 tournament started a little over a month and a half ago, or maybe 2 months ago, with a style of 2v2 that we call Wingman, where it's actually 2v2v2v2, and so teams had to duke it out and get out of that round of combat in order to get seeded into an actual 2v2 bracket. And what you're watching now is the culmination of all of these months of work. Some of the top players in all of North America absolutely duking it out here. Even though the blue team has basically conceded this map, they're not making it easy. They're not just giving up and rolling over and showing their soft bellies. You know what I mean? All right, they're not playing puppy here. 34 seconds of gameplay remaining. It's basically impossible at this point. Flux, buddy. Is there another name that you go by? We all recognize those names. Flux is still a community leader here. He's been away for a little bit. The Snakes is obviously playing in the match that you're watching. If you know those guys, you probably know the rest of us.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
And just like that, we have got map number 3 coming to an end. 2-1 in favor of the red team so far. I'm sure in just a moment I will find myself back in communication. With the others. I'm going to pop over and join them.
Hey.
Oscar, welcome back.
Thank you, thank you.
We're getting resistance to the 5-minute break idea from Loco and Snaky. They, of course, want to power on now that they've taken a 2 maps to 1 lead. I always think it's good after, even if my team wins a map, I've always thought it was good just to, you know, reset, set your strategy for the next map. I mean, we spend all this time thinking about strategy and pugs. Why wouldn't you do it for a match?
Yeah. I mean, I may be crazy, but it's my mindset. Have a banana, right? Eat something, right? Get your brain back into...
Eat a banana, yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
Have a couple crackers, a light snack, something just to kind of get yourself back into that mindset of like, okay, I'm still attached to the world. I'm not just lost in this, you know? Get your processing back online.
It's true. And, you know, this match probably not going to be long enough that something like carbs or sugar rushes or anything come into play. But I've seen it happen where people they kind of flatline into a long CTF match when you have some of these mods where there's a 15, 20-minute timer.
Mm-hmm.
We're heading to map number 4 here, which is going to be Codex.
Yeah.
The textures won't change much, but the strategies will. What's
Yeah.
your prediction for that map?
Tom, let's hear from you first.
Oh, man. Well, it's been exciting so far, to be honest, but, you know...
You think they finish it out, or are we going to see the Snakes to power through for the tiebreaker?
Oh, I think everyone wants to see a tiebreaker, but will it happen? This is going to be the question of the century.
I think it might. Do you have a number in mind?
The Snakes and Mintech are going to win by 8 frags. 53-61. Don't ask me how I got those numbers.
I like it.
Trust me, bro.
All right. Numbers have
prediction.
been called. I think...
Awesome.
Here's what I genuinely think. I think that if the Snakesta and Mintech can properly hold the armor room and grab the amps, they will win this handily. If they cannot do both of those things, they are going to lose terribly. I think it's going to be completely polar, one or the other. All right, no, I don't think it's going to be a close game at all. I think it's going to be one or the other.
Wow.
That's just my view. All right, I really think it comes down to who can make sure they lock down the armor room and grab the amps. Because on this map, you can kind of forego the belt. You really can.
True.
I love the boldness and specificity of that pick. That is a fantastic analysis by Oscar. That's why we're glad to have pure TDM players here to add that quality analysis that maybe I don't always have. I really like that idea. From what I've seen, we know Loco's going to play well here. He duels the Snakesta all the time here.
Yep.
They tend to get in a lot of fights congregating around the black area.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing we haven't talked about yet on Codex is This is the blue team's best chance to deny the sniper and keep it away from Loco and Snaky.
Yep.
They shouldn't be able to both be wandering around with sniper and 30 ammo on this.
I mean, that's what I was saying earlier about Turbine, right? This map is more similar to Turbine than not for those reasons.
Yeah. Well, good luck. Here's map number 4. We'll catch up with you soon, Oscar.
Thank you. Oh, welcome back, gentlemen. Thank you. I appreciate you guys following in. Imperium, I love you too, buddy. You know, I really don't know. With as much early blue belt amp here from Mintech mows down Loco, but ends up taking some sniper fire enough to get rid of his belt and get down to 33 health. Deny that flak. I think that what Court was saying about the flak here is going to be important because we know how valuable flak is on this map. You know, one of the things that myself, Flux, Desnakeса for that matter, have all talked to each other about and talked about when dueling each other on this map is the value of flak, right? You establish a flak control and then run routes around and making sure that the enemy can't get the flak because you can spam places like crazy and it's so effective. Like, it's annoyingly effective to spam flak for 12 seconds longer than you need to around a corner and still have it land. Ooh, that's exactly what I was talking about earlier in map number 2 on Turbine, or excuse me, on Malevolence, map number 1, where the blue team has this hard time. They get so locked into a specific fight with one red player that they forget about the other red player and they just swoop in and knock out a kill. Pretty locked up early on here. Red has a slight lead. I don't want to say that's it. I do think that this map has a slight favor for the red team just because it is a little bit more close quarters and their playstyle seems to support that a little bit better. But we are looking at the next belt amp here. I am going to pop over this way and just take a peek at this to see who grabs this one because amp control on this map is going to be undeniable. Right now, it looks like Red's poised to grab this. We do have a Snaky with amp. Snakes has got belt, though. We're going to follow the amp for just a little bit. I am going to pop myself back into behind view. Is there a spammer you guys talking about? Am I legitimate, or are you just joking about Imperium? I don't see one in my chat settings, so I'm thinking you're just trolling. I'm not gonna hide my bias here. I would like to see blue win this one, simply because I want this to go to a Game 5 finals. That's always exciting when you're in a finals to go to the last map and have it mean something and be valuable, and not just a given.
I'm pretty pumped, Oscar. How's it going?
I'm feeling pretty good, man. For a second there, I thought that blue was maybe not going to be able to handle it because Mintech fell victim to the same thing that he did on Malevolence, where he was fighting for so long against one red player that he forgot about the other red player.
You talking about that minigun fight over by the armor a minute ago?
Yep.
I was announcing the same thing, and I thought of your analysis for sure.
Yeah, and like I really genuinely worried. I was like, they're not going to be able to do anything if that keeps happening. But right now, blue is saying, no, we are the rat boys. We can handle this. Welcome to our maze. You know, they've got a double score lead here. Now, Codex is so small that very, very quickly scores can swap. All right, so it's definitely not a lock until maybe the last minute of gameplay. At that point in time, I would say anything over 8 frags is probably insurmountable. But
yeah, hard to feel safe here with any lead. I agree.
Absolutely. But 20-9 is a very strong lead for the blue team. The Snake's starting to flex a little bit, says, hey, I'm comfortable here. I know what I'm doing. I've practiced this for 25 years of gameplay. I've got this.
Well, you know, the other thing that I'm really impressed by blue right now is Mintech picks up, I think he got an amp but died there, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
They're contesting every power-up to the point where even when they get knocked up the belt, they're hitting a combo on it. That's how you beat this red team, is you don't let them turn a belt into like 11 frags.
Yep. Very, very consistent prediction shot there from the Snakes. A little bit of damage onto the red player. Says, yep, I know exactly where he'll be next. Lands a combo perfectly. Again,
already a 9 frag lead here, like you said.
But this is exactly what we're talking about. A moment ago, it was a 14 frag lead. That's how quickly it goes.
Yeah, a couple bad spawns from a teammate or even from both teammates, and you're in a rough spot. Snaky does have the sniper here. watching him fight Mintek with the Ripper. But he misses a few shots there.
Yeah.
I'll check back in with you in a bit.
Sounds good.
Let me go see what Gamer Tom's up to.
28-20 in favor of the blue team at the moment. 7 minutes of gameplay remaining. Belt was just taken recently. Amps can be on the next cycle. I said before, I'll say it again. Being able to land those amps is going to be very, very important. Ooh. Giving up some play here. You do not want to be taking shots from behind on this map. Goes down to 2 red players. Blue is in a bit of a struggle. Only a 4-frag lead now. This is exactly what I've been talking about. It's so hard to feel safe here, and scores can swap so quickly. You have to stay on top of your timings perfectly. Frame perfectly. Nice, nice Ripper play there from the Snakes. He's got 4 HP. He's going to have to defer to let his teammate take that amp if he can get it. Ends up going down to the 2 red players. They are going to grab that amp, but they get a belt in exchange, and is it going to be enough? You know, you're surviving an amp, really. Armor is up. The Snakes is going to be calling that out to his teammate. Please come grab this belt. Denies the amp. Well done from the Snakes. That's crucial. Stands there. Just stands there and face tanks those rockets. He knows that if he were to back up and run, he would have taken the full brunt of the rocket explosion. But by sitting there with a belt on, he's able to eat at least one of those rockets and survive. Down to a headshot from Loco. Goes back up into his enemy. Why would you do that? I'm not sure where his brain was at. Maybe I don't get it. Right now, Red has the lead. They have come back from almost a 20 frag separation. Well, I will happily say that I was wrong. I did not expect this to be so close. We are going back and forth in scores consistently. I absolutely expected a bit of a domination from one side versus the other. I didn't know who it was going to be, but at the moment, it's a lot closer than we were expecting. Gets out of there quickly to avoid that primary fire from behind, but not fast enough to avoid the combo, and his partner survives.
Oscar, things are tightening up. Why is the Snakes the typing? What's going on?
Bro.
Oh,
I'm happy to admit that I was wrong. I was absolutely expecting a much more dominant game from one side or the other. I didn't know who, but this is very, very close. They are keeping it tight. They go for the belt. Amp should be up. Amp was taken. Snakes to back.
Suddenly Red with a 5-frag lead and Loco with the amp. This is gut check time for the blue team. They have to have this map, and I hope they can get it.
Ooh, unfortunate line of sight connection there. Loco with the amped up shock rifle takes out the Snakes in a single click.
Big oof in the chat.
Nice. Able to slowly whittle down that health. I hope the Snakes remembers the lesson that he learned on Agony, that these tracking weapons are very effective against these players, and I hope he doesn't shy away from it. I know he gives Mercy a hard time for using the pulse, but Mercy's using that pulse because it's effective. You can do that too to Snakesta.
I'm always a big fan of listening to the map too. This map has 2 miniguns on it. That's probably for a good reason.
Yep, 2 miniguns and a pulse.
Oh yeah.
Or link gun, I guess you might want to call it if you're a 2K4 kid.
And on that note, I'll see you after the map.
See a little bit of competition here at the armor. Goes to deny. Takes the armor. His teammate was there, but he didn't know if it was going to be a viable thing for his teammate to grab. Some pressure here. Blue is very, very capable of turning this around and having it work in their favor. Oh, ends up going down to both red players, though.
Hey,
yeah.
Oscar, sorry to interrupt you. I pulled you in with me and Gamer Tom. I want to forward a quick suggestion by you both. Blackout is recommending we toss you for the last minute and a half, both of you, into different opposing voices.
Sounds great.
So we can capture all the comms. I'll do that in about 1 minute.
Yeah, sounds good, sounds good.
Blue able to pick up the amp here in the last couple of minutes of gameplay. There will be one more amp available, but right now, Oh, goes down to a well-placed shot combo from Loco, unable to capitalize on more than just one kill. Red team's starting to take an absolute run away, but it's not impossible, right? Like I said, this map is so close that anything is possible. The Snakesa, good spawn here, got a flag.
Dude, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Y'a déjà piston au bell. Ah shit, on spawn tout de suite, man. Come on. J'ai la belle. Qu'est-ce qu'ils sont du mousse, ça?
They're belt. They're our flag. J'ai pas d'armes.
J'en ai tué un, là, ça.
J'ai pogné le choc. J'ai pogné.
Ah non, il est dessus à la belle, t'es full mort. J'ai tué Sneaky. Oh, ils ont tous spawné autour de moi, come on! Ils ont spawné tout autour de moi.
J'ai la belle, je m'en vais au amp.
Wow, vraiment?
Friendly amp, friendly amp.
Ah, on a perdu. Ah, on a passé vraiment proche de gagner la première map en plus. C'est parti.
You guys
What
want
a-
it?
What a finish there, guys.
What a finish indeed. I do have something to acknowledge here. I did not know that I was being moved when I did, and I was still casting. I was told...
Life will go on.
I was
But
told by
first, let's say
Disnakes to...
congratulations.
Yes.
To El Tacos on their 3-1 match victory on map number 4, getting it done here on Codex. And yeah, we jumped the gun a little early, but it was time to the lead was getting too big. There
For
wouldn't
sure.
be any drama if we'd made it much longer.
For sure.
So we had to move.
That's perfectly fine.
I meant
by
to
me.
give you a heads up.
Yeah,
but-
I appreciate that. I just, I only hope that it did not in any way, I don't think that it would have, but Disnakes had to call out to me that he could hear me casting, and I was unaware that I had been moved. I don't think it's going to make a
I'll
difference.
take the hit on that.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to make a difference. The game was seemingly in a position where they were, I think, down by 15 or 16 at that point. But well done to Loco and to Snakey. Better than I was expecting performance on... well, actually, I don't know if I really agree with that. I was going to say better than I was expecting, but I did predict that it would be a bit of a runaway, one way or the other. I think it was just a lot closer halfway into the game than I was expecting.
You did. I think your predictions were pretty spot on all night. Gamer Tom with a lot of good analysis too.
Yeah.
And a very exciting finale. I mean, it wasn't quite as close at the end as the last killing match against the Snakes and Mintech, but I don't think you can ask for a lot more from a final than this. I mean, we went to 4 maps. We saw a couple of blowouts. We saw 2 tight maps.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to
really-
give credit to Mintech and to Snakeston. They made this as close as they possibly could, and I thought they played great tonight.
Absolutely. And again, I said this on my stream. I'll say this while everybody's listening. I'll give a little shout out to Sly here. All right. The guy has stepped away. He's doing his own thing now. He's stepped away from this, but he did kickstart this whole thing and did start this tournament off and did a lot of work to start it off. So I do think he deserves some praise and some credit here. So kudos to him for the efforts that he put in.
Absolutely.
I
A
100%
monumental amount of effort goes into putting these things on. He spent weeks and months planning the promos and the trailers, and a whole map was made to hype this tournament.
Absolutely.
Whole new, they had to rethink. I remember the conversations you and I were having at the start of this tournament. How the hell do we figure out who's on what team? Can you see your teammate? How do we do 4 teams? Does it break the server? I mean,
Right.
a lot of logistical
Pretty much.
nightmares had to be overcome by the admin staff here. So credit to all of them. Thank you both for being here and getting us over the finish line on this, and to the Snake Stuff for setting up the servers and helping everybody through the whole
Absolutely.
tournament. Turned out to be a raging success. There were some complaints at the beginning. People weren't happy with spawn points. There was a lot of confusion about who's getting eliminated and what do we do and why are a bunch of teams getting tossed out right at the start. But overall, I think it ended up being a very unique and kind of a classic 2v2 duel tournament at the end.
Yeah, I think well done overall. I gotta say, I'm not surprised. I think I called out that it would go to map 4. I think that the thing that really surprised me was the actual performance on Turbine. I expected Blue Team to win that one. Excuse me, let me give them their names and their credits here. Snakes and Mintex to favor on that one. They absolutely crushed on that one, and they don't get enough credit for that. I think even within this casting, within this thing, I feel like we've kind of said, "Oh wow, they did really well there." They destroyed that map. They locked it down completely and demonstrated why they had gotten to the finals. This was not a one map kind of fluke for them. They absolutely deserve to be here.
That was the biggest blowout of the night, I think.
Yeah.
They were up by like 33 at one point. I mean, it was devastating. The Snakes that went dominating, and I think he could have kept going, but he chose to give the belt to his teammate and switch over to armor control at that point. Otherwise, I think he would have gone unstoppable.
Yeah.
I see Loco and the Snakes that's still unvoiced. Do either of you want to try to interview either one of them?
I'm open to it, but I think Tom should be the one to do it.
Let me pull in the Mango Man. Loco, are you here?
Yeah, what's up?
Congratulations, my friend.
Congrats.
Hanging another TDM banner, the Mango Man with his partner Snaky coming back. A 3-1 victory. Congratulations. How does it feel taking down another Dope Pugs tournament? Collecting TDM trophies now.
Feels easy. We should get a CDF tournament now.
Mango.
A lot of rumors about future mods and Dope Pugs, but for tonight, the spotlight is TDM. You guys kind of did have your way with the bracket leading into this match. You can say it was easy, but I seem to remember somebody beating you on Turbine by almost 30 just a moment ago.
True.
You got to admit, Snaky and, Mintek into Snakes that played a great game tonight as well. They came prepared. They had a plan.
Yeah,
It didn't work out. Maybe if they put a little more amps on the Snakesta instead of Mintek, maybe they could have made a better run. I think their plan was to leave the Snakesta on the armor, and it just, I don't know.
The NASA was farming the shit out of Sneaky.
At a Snaky? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was some fun times, especially the first map where he was running around. Like, that was funny.
Yeah, and I mean, Agony was a very interesting map. The whole match was very exciting from start to finish. You guys barely let us catch our breath. What was the strategy behind clicking in instantly between the maps?
I mean, we didn't warm up, so we wanted to keep just playing. Like,
That makes sense. You don't want to go cold once you've already started and got dialed in on the first map.
Once you're in that flow state, you don't want to leave.
Plus, I guess if you're winning, you want to keep the ball rolling.
of course.
Let me ask you this, Loco. At any point in time, after they had done so well on Turbine, did you let doubt creep in? Did you think for yourself for a second, oh shit, maybe this goes to the finals, maybe we don't have this?
Nah, we didn't think about it. We just play. Click in and play.
Love that energy. Click in and play. That's what we're all here for. Just shoot the guns.
I do agree with Oscar on one big point too, though. In the middle of Codex, the score had tightened up a lot. In fact, Blue may have even still had a lead. I'll have to think back and recheck the stream. And it seemed like you completely took over the match and got like 8 or 9 frags in a row, while Snaky was down at like 34% efficiency at the time.
Yeah,
it was like you were just willing him back into the game.
I wasn't able to get a choke on some armors, you know. So
yeah.
Once I got that, it was nice. You know?
Well, you know, we said that as one of the keys to the game is you can't let Loco get to a full stack, or suddenly 3 frags in a row turns into 12, 13,
Mm-hmm.
13 mangoes, 14 mangoes. So
I'll
there you
say
have it,
this.
everybody. If you want to beat Loco, don't let him get armor and shock, and your chances go up.
True.
Loco, I noticed on Agony that the only thing that the Snakesta and Mintek were able to do that seemed to prove effective to you was to use the minigun or the pulse. Did you notice that?
I mean,
Good
it's
question.
those weapons are broken, you know.
The weapon is broken.
Broken.
Yeah.
All right.
If
Well,
you don't have armor or even with belts, you can die in 2 seconds.
Can die to any weapon in UT in 2 seconds. Do I need to get you a tissue?
Yeah, but those weapons doesn't have skills. No.
No skills. If you think they don't take
Yeah.
skill, watch Imperium play sometime.
He's never gonna get that living down,
Court,
is he?
I may be stirring the pot here, but I feel like if you're pointing to Imperium as a demonstration of skills of anything, we're way off base.
Oh man. Oh, a double down on farming Imperium in the chat. GG. Well, it was an exciting Loco. Let me ask you this, because it's always good to get feedback, and you are currently one of the top 1, 2, or 3 players in the channel. What did you think of the Wingman Cup overall? How did you like the 2v2v2v2 format and the maps?
Better than 3v3 tournaments for me.
Okay.
My opinion. It was.
Do you feel that's because it's too hard to put 2 players in your backpack than just one?
It's nice getting that.
No.
It would be hilarious if his analysis was that simple. You see, when you're carrying one person, it's not as heavy as when you're carrying 2 quesos. Oh man, Gamer Tom, any questions for Loco while we got him here?
Oh man, what do you think's gonna happen next in Dope Hugs, Loco?
Oh shit.
Sly promised me a dual tournament. Americans versus Latinos.
Oh,
We're waiting for it.
That could be exciting. I have heard rumors. You'll have to talk to Blackout. I believe he may be potentially hosting a dual tournament later in the year. We'll let TDM decide that. Congratulations again to our new admins. We have Oscar, Blackout, and Snakesta. I heard Flux is going to be returning too. It'll be good to get some of the big names back in TDM here for the fall.
Absolutely. And I'm not officially announcing anything at the moment, but as I have said to everybody in the chat, and I said to Court when he was trying to get me to become an admin in the first place, I will have a lot more free time when it comes to the fall and the winter, and I have been cooking up something in the background. I've been writing a whole bunch of code. I've got a whole website developed and built out. I am going to be doing something along the lines of an independent 2v2 league. There's going to be some fun rules. There's going to be some fun mix-ups where you don't always get to pick your teammate. And we'll see what comes out of that. Nothing
Sounds
solid,
amazing.
Nothing solid yet, but I'm cooking.
You heard it here first.
cooking.
Oscar coding
Oh, damn.
aimbots in the background of the tournament.
Getting some nice teasers here, everyone. You'll love to see that.
Yeah, a lot of options on the table here. Whenever you wrap a tournament, energy is always high. Some people are disappointed, but overall, everybody excited. It's good to see activity in the community. We're still in the 25th anniversary of Unreal Tournament for a few more months, so it's nice to celebrate and enjoy that. The game is still alive, refuses to die. It is the greatest one of all time, after all. Suck on that, 2K4 noobs. And
Do you guys ever wonder that maybe we're just that little kid with like a chip on his shoulder who's always like, no, UT99 is the best, and like all of the other guys are like, we don't care.
Nah, I never worried about
Trust
that
me,
because
I
I
know that
just
argument
know it's
well.
the best. But honestly, the way I always thought about Unreal Tournament, believe it or not, was like we had chosen the correct game. It is the best game. Now the question is, does the world realize that? Unfortunately, the way the financial structure is in gaming, it's not like football where you can drop a football in some grass and eventually people realize it's the most popular sport. After the Leatherheads era, we're competing with $300 million marketing budgets for shit games that were developed by mega corporations in the 2010s.
Yeah.
True.
So,
Yeah.
if we ride it out long enough, as I've said, if Bitcoin were to go to $1 million a coin, you never know. Maybe the prize pool in UT would spike a little bit more and we'd start to get some mainstream coverage. But barring that sort of a miracle, or maybe Gamer Tom, I've been telling you, Gamer Tom has to go get all these big WoW streamers that are in old school RuneScape. And
I'm
get it.
trying, man. I'm trying.
We
That's
need
a long process.
Asmongold, Shroud, Simple, all those dudes. They need to pick up a shock rifle.
The day that
And then-
Asmongold picks up a shock rifle
Oh God!
is the day
You're
that I
like, what?
permanently uninstall because I am confident that we have peaked and nothing will ever be like it was before.
We're gonna get Asmongold on a team with Imperium and Zach.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
sure.
God.
I'm sure.
Oh God, man.
Well,
If-
thanks for joining us tonight, everybody. I
What
was
a
very
thought.
grateful to be here. It's an exciting new era in Dope Pugs that we'll be getting started for this summer. Give us feedback. Let us know what you want to see. We're very receptive to new ideas.
Yeah, and congratulations again to
And-
Loco and to his teammate Snakey for an excellent win, 3-1 over Mintech and Snakesta. Well fought, a hard fought battle, but ultimately easily clutched in the words of Loco here. Congratulations, well played.
Indeed,
Absolutely. Congratulations on the championship to them and to the Snakesta and Mintech, Head Radius 911 on their effort making it to the finals. It was a great tournament. We'll get it recapped, and have a great night, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, love to see it.
See you.
Thanks for joining. Appreciate the effort like always, and